In this lecture, I will be explaining about the combination of cells and how to find the effective EMF of a combination of cells. So, as you would have guessed, cells, based on your understanding of resistances, we learnt already how resistances can be connected in series, in parallel, and also in a mix of both series and parallel connections, right? So similarly, cells also can be connected in series, in parallel, and in mixed grouping. That means you will have a set of cells in series and many such collections of series of cells will be connected in parallel. So that would be called as a mixed grouping. So our goal in the next few lectures would be to find the effective EMF of all these collection of cells. So let's start with the series grouping. So in a series grouping, all the cells are connected in series. By that I mean that the positive and negative terminals of the cell will be connected like this. The negative to the positive of the next cell and the negative to the positive of the next cell, like that in series. And just like in when the resistances are connected in series, same current will flow through all the resistors which are connected in series without splitting anywhere in between. Similarly, here also the same current has to flow through all the cells without branching off or splitting anywhere in between. So then we say that the cells are in series. And for each cell there is an internal resistance small r, denoted like this, and each cell is of EMF E. So this is a case, simplified case, where all the cells have the same EMF E. Okay, so then the effective EMF would be, since they are all connected the right way, that is positive to negative and so on, so the total effective EMF would be just the sum of all the individual EMF, and since they are all identical, so it's just n times eta, where eta is the EMF of a single cell. And if you find, and you also find that the internal resistances of each cell are also connected in series, so the total resistance of all the cells connected in series would be the sum of all the internal resistances. So it is again, if you take that there are n cells, then n times the internal resistance of each cell would be the total internal resistance. So if you find the total resistance in this circuit, since all the resistors are in series including the internal and the external resistance, so total resistance is just the sum of all the internal resistance and the external resistance. So that would be NR plus capital R, where capital R is the external resistance. And by the way, this is the key. Okay. So now by Ohm's law, I is equal to total potential difference by total resistance in the circuit. So the total potential difference in the circuit is, we calculated already here, n times eta, and the total resistance would be NR plus R. So this gives you the total current in this circuit containing a series grouping of cells of identical EMF eta. Now we can analyze this result for two cases. Case 1 is where the sum of all the internal resistances is negligible compared to the external resistance. So that would be case 1. In that case, since you are adding a very small number to this big number of capital R, the sum would not be much different from capital R itself. It's like adding 1 to 1 million. So 1 million and 1 million plus 1, there is hardly any difference, right? So you can as well treat it as 1 million itself, like that. So NR plus capital R is practically same as capital R if NR is much smaller than capital R. So this result would simplify to I is equal to n times eta by capital R. Now if you observe, eta by capital R is the current due to a single cell, where the internal resistance is negligible for that cell. So now when you have n cells in series, the result has become n times E by R. So it's basically the current due to each cell is getting added up to give this final result. So if you are having a situation where the internal resistance is negligible compared to the external resistance, and you want to have a large current due to the collection of cells, then the best idea is to connect them in series like this. Okay, so let us see what happens in case 2. Case 2 is where the internal resistance of the cells, if you add them all, is no longer negligible compared to the external resistance in the circuit. So in that case, and in fact the external resistance is negligible compared to the sum of all the internal resistances. So in that case, in the denominator we will neglect capital R. So then it becomes n times eta by n times small r. So n will cancel off, so you are left with EMF by internal resistance. So this is as if you are having a circuit without any external resistance, and the resistance is only due to the internal resistance of a single cell. So then even though you connect n number of cells in series, the total current in the circuit doesn't change. It's still EMF by R only. So whatever extra contribution is being provided by the cell, the extra cell, the resistance, internal resistance of that cell is cancelling that extra contribution, so that it does not contribute to any extra current. So that's why if you have cells of very large internal resistance compared to the external resistance, you don't get any benefit by connecting them in series if your goal is to obtain a large current.